It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon before all of you to once again present the State of the City address for the third time. Wow. It's hard to believe that I'm saying that, but then I guess 3 is really the number of the day. After all, we're in the third month of 2013 and Council is in the third and final year of its mandate. Today I'll review what Council pledged to do when we took up that mandate and how the results of the past 3 years have impacted the community. I'll also spend a moment or two to address what's left on our to-do list and to reflect on what I see coming in the future. But before I go any further, I need to extend my thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for once again providing this forum. The Chamber of Commerce is a key partner for the city. In fact, the Chamber is symbolic of the growing influence the community has at the provincial scene. We have a tendency, I think, as a community to punch above our weight, and nothing exemplifies that better than the 3rd largest chamber in Alberta while being only the 7th largest city. The Chamber's leadership is a key to why the Canadian Federation of Independent Business named Grande Prairie the most entrepreneurial community in Canada for 3 consecutive years. Thank you, Shauna, Dan, Tom, and the whole Chamber team for hosting this event, and for all the things you do to make Grande Prairie an excellent place to do business. In the local government system, the people are served by 2 separate yet equally important groups: Council, who set policy and bring community priorities to the table, and administration, who implement the services and provide technical advice to Council. I'd like to take a moment to recognize both parts of our team. Representing administration are City Manager Greg Sherbach, Jeanette Ferguson, Audrey Cherney, Brian Glavin, and Jason Henry. And of course, the other part of our team, councillors. Councillor John Crokin, Alex Gustafson, Kevin McLean, Justin Monroe, Kevin O'Toole, Lauren Radburn, and Dan Wong are all in attendance. While Council's mandate is wide-ranging and needs to be responsive, our goals are found in the 2012 to 2014 Strategic Business Plan and its 3 themes of community engagement and consultation, balancing excellence with value, and fiscal sustainability. I'm pleased to report to you that over the past 2+ years, we've made progress on virtually every one of our goals. This afternoon, we'll look at that progress that's been made in each of these 3 themes and consider how those concrete actions relate to the broader community issues, the big picture stuff. So on community engagement and consultation, Council wanted to increase residents' involvement in civic life and municipal decision making. To address this, we asked administration to develop a framework for community engagement and consultation. On November 5th, we launched Activate GP, a comprehensive citizen engagement program that includes a policy to ensure consistency in how we as an organization reach out to the public, partnerships with local school boards and community agencies to help promote the role of local government in the community, and a best practices toolkit for city staff to enhance how we involve residents. You might say that 2012 was a watershed for citizen engagement in Grande Prairie. We began the year with an overwhelming success in the For the Love of Cities workshop. In this one-day event, author Peter Kageyama demonstrated how each one of us can make a difference in our community. That was borne out when 2 participants in the workshop, Lloyd Peel and Heather Hillhorst, initiated GP Soup, which brings together citizens to discuss community projects and provide micro-grants based on the votes of those in attendance. GP Soup just celebrated its 1-year anniversary in February, and its success underlines that it's important that we look beyond thinking of people who live in our community as simply ratepayers. Instead, we need to recognize that they are citizens and residents who can take a hand in the role of shaping the future of their community. Council's strategic plan also specifically called for a new communications plan, and just last month, administration followed through. The 2013 plan bolsters our efforts to provide accurate, useful information to residents in a timely manner through an increasing variety of mediums. It reflects the needs identified by citizens during the survey and focus groups conducted as we developed Activate GP. Highlights so far include last month's launch of our online newsletter and increased frequency of our City Matters publication by incorporating it into the always popular Community Connections. Our relaunched website has numerous tools to help residents engage directly with the city, including See, Click, Fix, which allows non-emergent issues such as potholes and graffiti to be reported directly to the city from any computer or mobile device. Council also believes neighborhood associations are a key to allowing residents to be more actively involved in shaping the personality of their neighborhoods. The first association was established in Pinnacle Ridge, and another is on the verge of gaining official status for residents in the Mission neighborhood. Next month, we'll be conducting our third citizen satisfaction survey since 2009 with the assistance of Ipsos Reid. Augmenting this data, the city is a funder of Youth Vital Signs, and as Canada's youngest city, the information in this recently released report is important to ensure we're meeting the needs of a core part of our community. These reports and others provide valuable information that will enable the next council to ensure its priorities are in alignment with those of our community. In the area of balancing excellence with value, council knows that like any business, more than anything, our customer service impacts how residents feel about our organization. As a result, this focus area is intended to identify ways to refine and improve the services that we offer by looking for efficiencies, encouraging new ideas, and stepping up our focus on the customer. Council requested the development of a customer-centered exceptional service model, and in response, administration has developed an exceptional service program that provides increased service training to city employees and encourages sharing customer service ideas between city departments. The kickoff to the training program is in May, and about 300 employees are already signed up. Our goal is to deliver customer service that wows. Council also recognized the need to support and encourage staff in coming up with new and better ways to deliver the services that citizens expect. In response, administration is in the process of launching an innovation recognition program. It will shine the light on the great ideas and business improvements that city staff, as well as individuals and organizations in the community, bring forward. And then there's the snow. And then there's the snow. Each snow removal campaign is different. For example, by late December of last year, we already had more snow than we get during an average winter, where we'd get approximately 158 centimeters of snow. To date, we've had 227 centimeters of snow this season. So at the end of the winter, Council and Admin will review our snow removal practices and service levels to see what lessons were learned from this campaign and where we can improve. In May, we began operations at our third fire hall, located on the west end of the city. In addition to being a place to park the trucks, the 20,000 square foot facility is truly a multi-use building. It houses the backup 911 call center and is designed to allow specialized training here on site in Grande Prairie. Core services at this $6.3 million facility include structural and wildland firefighting, medical co-response and first response, inspection services, and public education. And when we speak about excellence and value to the community, I have to mention the Eastlink Center. It'll mark the second year of operations at this year's end. And what a first year 2012 was. The facility recorded 7,500 visits of paying customers through the door. When you add spectators and people using the venue for meetings and as a gathering space, we easily recorded over 1 million visits to the building. To put it another way, each day we host more than 2,000 visitors in the facility. It's like having Beaver Lodge all in the same place at the same time. The first year goal for memberships was 3,500, and I can report that we actually recorded 5,700 memberships sold in the first year, and administration is expecting to hit the 7,000 membership mark in 2013. On the topic of buildings, the completion of the Art Gallery of Grande Prairie was a major accomplishment in 2012. Just this week, we celebrated or recognized the 6-year milestone since part of the gallery roof collapsed. And today, the Art Gallery of Grande Prairie is the second largest public gallery in all of Alberta, behind only the Art Gallery of Alberta. It's great to see the gallery flourishing once again, and if you haven't visited, take a moment before you leave today to poke your head in and experience the Auto Matisse Revolution, which brings some of Canada's most historically significant works of art right here to the Peace Country. Under fiscal sustainability, the final theme in Council's term, getting control of taxes was, of course, a major priority for this Council when we took office. The 3-year budget passed in the fall of 2011 contained the lowest tax increases in a decade. And when Council completed its 2013 budget discussions in November, the tax increase for this year was again reduced from 3.7% to 3.6%. To achieve those marks, administration asked each department to find ways to save 1.5% savings in their budget each year between 2012 and 2014. And other than previously committed facilities like Eastlink, no new positions were added to the city's payroll this term. We asked our team to do more with the resources they had. Council recognizes that unless significant changes take place, taxes will continue to increase and our ability to deliver the services and infrastructure residents expect will diminish. To address this reality, the city must diversify its tax base by attracting commercial and industrial development to offset our heavier reliance on residential properties. However, first we need the right amount and type of land to enable us to offer a wide range of development opportunities for business. To address this, the city and our partners at the county have been negotiating the terms of an annexation to provide the city with that much needed land base, about 6,300 hectares, mainly in the west and northwest. Right now, the two partners are in mediation, and I hope that we'll be able to submit our annexation application to the Municipal Government Board later this year. Council recognizes, though, that just having the land isn't enough. The second step in encouraging growth is in having a plan in place to ensure the city is an attractive place for development and investment. The industrial attraction strategy was approved by Council at its March 4th meeting. Its recommendations are based on input from business leaders and will position the city to broaden its industrial and commercial tax base. One of the key recommendations contained in the industrial attraction strategy is for the city to consider flexible infrastructure standards that support a diverse range of development options. To enable that, a new land use bylaw can be expected later this spring. The purpose of the bylaw is to guide and regulate the uses and development of land and buildings to achieve an orderly economic development within Grande Prairie. In this new land use bylaw, Council is considering ideas like reducing some of the parking requirements for downtown, making it easier and more attractive for people to invest in new construction in our city's core. Council is also considering the potential for dry serviced industrial zones and reduced design standards where appropriate to better compete with the opportunities offered in the county. These adjustments will be even more reason for firms to consider locating within Grande Prairie city limits. Several steps have also been undertaken in the development of a fiscal sustainability model for the city. These include establishing council policies on debt and expenditure limits. This initiative is intended to ensure that we can manage expected fiscal requirements and withstand future fiscal challenges so the city can continue to deliver the services and programs that residents count on. These are all important steps that build on an excellent economic foundation in the region. Building activity in the city continues to be vibrant, in fact. In 2012, new home construction was up 30% from 2011, and total permits issued by the city rose from 6,000 in 2011 to just over 8,000 in 2012. And the annual value of that construction also grew in 2012 by about $50 million to $250 million. In order to address our community's future, Council knows that we need to have a strong relationship with the Government of Alberta. Last fall's visit to the provincial legislature and open house in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, the Public and Catholic School Boards, Grande Prairie Regional College, Aquitaire, and the Home Builders Association was a huge success in this area. With the support of our MLAs, Wayne and Everett, we're able to familiarize provincial politicians with our community and the ongoing need for investment in the region, particularly in schools and post-secondary. As you may know, a process is underway to examine the future of the Crystal Centre. Council views the Crystal Centre as a potential economic development engine. When it's performing at its best, the conferences, events, and shows that it hosts have a tremendous economic spin-off into the community. But we have to face facts. The marketplace has changed since the Crystal Centre was built. To ensure any consideration of expansion or renovation of the facility was focused on generating maximum economic return to the community, a request for proposals was issued to hire a consultant to conduct an economic and market assessment. The review considers both the Canada Games Arena for concerts and sports and the Bose Family Crystal Gardens for conferences, meetings, and trade shows. The consultants from PricewaterhouseCoopers will be working with an architect and a professional cost estimator and will deliver a report to Council by April 1st. So it's been a busy term with more to come, of course, but I'd like to take a moment to highlight some of the recognition we've garnered as an organization for our efforts. We're proud of the many accomplishments of our team at the City of Grande Prairie, and it's truly gratifying when outside agencies recognize these efforts. Last fall, the city received an award of Municipal Excellence for Innovation from the Minister of Municipal Affairs at for our annual Municipal Government Day celebrations. The city was also the recipient of the 2012 Ami de la Francophonie Award of Excellence from the Association for French Canadians, the ACFA. We value our partnership with the ACFA and other cultural organizations, and Grande Prairie can be extremely proud of our rich cultural fabric. We also walk the talk when it comes to being open for business. Recently, city administration implemented a lean process in development permitting. This effort streamlined the approval process, resulting in a 14-day turnaround compared to the previous 41-day average timeline. From a field of more than 500 submissions, the city's development permitting department earned a silver award in Toronto from the Institute of Public Administration of Canada for those lean improvements. Earlier this spring, Premier Alison Redford recognized the City of Grande Prairie for its commitment to improving employee health and wellness. The City of Grande Prairie was the only municipality to receive an award of merit at the 6th Annual Premier's Awards for Healthy Workplaces in Calgary. And finally, here back home, we were pleased to be recognized when the United Way bestowed recognition on our outstanding campaign team for their efforts in achieving last year's goal in employee contributions. Looking ahead, among the decisions Council has still on its plate are what to do regarding the downtown transit terminal. This is a key piece of infrastructure to enable our transit system to effectively serve its customers. You may have heard that a portion of the Montrose site was one location that was being considered. Last week, Council directed administration to identify costs and a funding source and project timelines involved in providing an overall vision for the Montrose site. But the discussion of a transit terminal on the site will be excluded. The question of where the transit terminal will be located is now a part of a separate planning process. Later this year, a $1.4 million investment in affordable housing will come to fruition with the completion of the cairn on the Boulevard on 102nd Street. This $11 million complex will have 83 units, of which 64 are designated as affordable housing. There will also be 8,500 square feet of commercial space on the main floor in this truly urban building. We're also involved in efforts to modernize the Municipal Government Act, to incorporate today's thinking, review the one-size-fits-all approach to municipalities, and coordinated provincial policies. Of course, you probably know too that planning is underway for our celebrations to mark Grande Prairie's 100th anniversary in 2014. Some of the flagship projects of this initiative include a history book featuring community builders present and past, a homecoming weekend, and 100 days of activities in the community. I'm particularly excited to see the expansion and refurbishment of Muskosipi Park proceeding as a legacy of the 100th. Residents will see the park grow north of the bypass, and the core of the park will receive a facelift with enhanced entrance features and refurbishment of the pavilion. I believe the centennial year will be a fantastic celebration and a significant milestone for our community. I'd encourage all community organizations and the community at large to get involved in the festivities. So I certainly want to keep some time for questions. So in closing, it's been my pleasure to update you on how Council's vision from the start of this term has informed our efforts over the past 3 years. Many of the activities the city has undertaken have been focused on building a better foundation for future growth. I appreciate everyone attending today. I appreciate the role that each of you play in helping build that future. Thank you very much.